Flosstube, welcome to my channel, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 Handmade. I'm Natalie and it's Wednesday the 9th of July and this is Flosstube episode 75. So I'm coming today to show you 3 fully finished items, some WIPs I've been working on, plans and a little bit of haul. So if you haven't already, grab yourself a cuppa, and I feel this might be a long one because I've got quite a few project bags around me. It's quite sunny today, it's warm but not too bad, although there's talk of us having our 3rd heat wave this coming weekend, which we are going up to North Yorkshire, which I'll talk about in a bit, so that might be an interesting drive up. So before I start on my fully finished items, I just want to give a shout out because Hannah, if you're watching, you won this in my giveaway and I haven't heard from you. So if you can email me on my email address is in the description box below and I can pop this in the mail to you. I already sent Cheryl's bunny in a basket off to America and I hope you got it, Cheryl. But Hannah, if you could just let me know your name and address details and I can get that in the post to you. Right, let's start off with the first one, which was a gift for my friend who had a significant birthday, and as it's been gifted, unfortunately I can't show you in person, but I did take some photos which I'm going to put in here. So this is Elizabeth Erin Designs baking tier. I seem to have got a bit of a tickle. Excuse me. I did threads from Stash and fabric from Stash, and I had it framed at my usual framer in Norfolk, the gallery in Chroma, and I did a double mount, a cream and a blue to pick up the blue in the design, and it turned out really well. I was really pleased with the choice of frame. And I gifted that to her last week and she was really pleased with it. So that's my first finish. And then my next one was an old WIP that I picked up. I was rifling through my WIP bags and I came across this one. And this is I've already got lots of Percy fur on it. We have many lint rollers in this house. Gosh, look, it's attached to me. Oh, trouble with cats. So this is Bent Creek Good Morning, and I got it as a kit, and I literally probably had about 4 letters left to put on it, and so I pulled it out, finished it, and I fully finished it as well. So I mounted it on some card. It's not the best finishing, but this is for me, so and then I chose this lovely Liberty fabric on the back and put one of my logo stickers. And I really love the little charms that are on this. Oh goodness, I'll be at it all day if I carry on. So we've got a lovely coffee pot, a clock and a cockerel. So this sits in our kitchen. I've got a little wooden easel and I just put it in there in our kitchen. So really chuffed to get that finished. This fabric here I got from Hobbycraft. It was in their bundles. So I finished that off. I really like the colour of the sun. That was, I think it was 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐺𝐵 Whiskey. But I'm glad to get that one finished and fully finished. The other one is a start and a finish. And these must be the easiest finishes to do ever. So this is from Pine Mountain Designs, and it comes as a little kit. So you get this pillow, and you get the aider and the threads and the little button and the needle. So Bless You it's called. I think I got this from 123 Stitch. Oh, told you I'd be doing this all day, didn't I? So yeah, quite a cute design. That didn't take me very long, a couple of nights just to stitch that up. And that usually sits in my corner cabinet, which I have at last changed for summer, which you would have seen in the intro video. So those are my 3 fully finished items, which I'm pleased about. Next I will do my WIPs Be Gone. Ooh, reaching down here. So WIPs Be Gone is a variation on Jessie Marie Does Stuff WIP Go. So it's myself, Donna Ray from Flannel Jammies Farm, Amy from Amy Loves Toads, and my sister Emily stitching on Gnome Cottage on Instagram. And we have picked 12 projects, and our hubbies spin the wheel to pick which project we're going to work on that month. So June's WIP Be Gone for me was Brenda Gervais with our needle and thread coffee first, and this WIP has been hanging around for way too long, and I did get a little bit more done on this, but I think I'm going to keep this out for this month as well. And I'm stitching this on a I think it's 16 count vintage country mocha, and I'm using some of the called for and some threads from Stash. And I do have the little spoon as well, if I can find it. There it is. The little titchy spoon that'll go on it. So yeah, I've just got to face that big coffee cup. If I can get the rest of the vines done and at least one row of the coffee cup, I'll be pleased. So keep plugging away. So that was my WIPs Be Gone for June. And then for July, I'm keeping it in this great think it's a Laurie Holt bag. I think I got this from Fat Quarter Shop. And this is Madame Chantilly's Halloween in a Jar. And I do love this one. There is a lot of stitching in this. So I'm up at the top putting these black roses in. And I'm stitching this on a piece of colour and cotton, and it's, I believe it's 14 count River Rocks. It's a piece of fabric that my sister put in my Christmas box a couple of years ago, and this is where I'm up to. So I have made a start on another rose, and I mean, this fabric is amazing, and I'm all about Halloween stitching at the moment. I love that. So where are we? So I've done these ones, so I'm on that one. So I'd like to get this top bit finished this month, if I can, just to move it along a bit. So I'm using all the called for DMC on that one. So those are my WIPs Be Gone. And continuing with Halloween theme, even though we're in summer. Oh, sorry. I continued on my, where is it? There it is. Jardin Privé Lady Halloween, and I'm still absolutely obsessed with this one. And I'm stitching this on a piece of vintage country cream Ada. I think it's a 14 count, and I'm using cottage garden threads in the colourway Storm. Let's see if I can grab one. Where are you? There we go. So I'm using Storm. And I've made some more progress on this. Let's put that there. So since I last saw you, I finished this big motif. I've done the D, E, F and G and put the broomstick in. And that's where I am. So I think what I'm going to do next is, I'm going to come down, finish that motif and do that motif and start on that branch that she is holding. So then that'll join that side up as well. I really, really love this one. And I think the Storm threads really give a great effect. In here, I've said this a few times, because I'm just using the Storm thread, I'm going to do her hair in a different colour. So I'm either going to do green or purple. So I've pulled out quite a few purple threads. Where's the green? It's gone walk out, it'll be in here. So I did have some of these from A Beautiful Stitch, and I do want to use them. Oh, everything's falling on the floor. Oh, please. Right. So I've got these beauties, and this was an August thread club that I was in for a few months, not very many months. So I'm thinking either one of those as a potential hair colour. I have got Lavender Louise from Classic Colourworks, but I think that might be too light. Blooming Crocus. And I have got Viola, Classic Colourworks. And then I've got that lime green one. Oh, I can see it. It was hiding, but it's here. Come out. It's not wanting to come out. There it is. So, one of the... Oh, I've got another one here. Yeah, another one here. What's that? I don't know how you say that. There. So we've got those purples, and we've got that key lime. So I will make a decision when I get to her hair, which is going to be last, which one I choose. That one is, I think, a very good contender at the moment. So that is my Lady Halloween, which I am still very much obsessed with. And also in here, because I normally double bag my projects, is my Letty Stitch Mermaid Kiss. And I have done a bit more on this. I've come down to the lighthouse, and this is full coverage. It's 15 inches by 9 inches, so it's like a long strip. And this is where I've got to. So I haven't got this on Pattern Keeper or anything like that. I am old school highlight on the chart. So that's where I am. As I say, I've done more of the sky and brought the lighthouse in. And this is on that gridded fabric, which I thought I would quite like, but I don't. And I'm ignoring the grids. So the mermaid is keeping Lady Halloween off. Keeping them both in the same bag. And then continuing on the theme of Halloween, I'm keeping this in this little, I don't know where I got these from. Oh, I know, I got them from Flying Tiger in Lincoln. You can get a bundle of these. Now, I was enabled to stitch this from watching Helen D, East Coast Stitcher. And I'm sure you're all watching her, but if you're not, I'll put a link to her channel below. And she is stitching Autumn Lane Stitchery Witch's Hollow. And as soon as she started stitching this, I thought, oh, I absolutely love that. So I went on the hunt for a orange grungy fabric. I mean, they stitched theirs on, and I think Helen is doing hers on Pumpkin Patch by Bee Stitch Me. I think she's doing Pumpkin King, but I couldn't get any of that. It's all DMC. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13 DMCs. That at the top is like full coverage, and then the orange of your fabric is shown through. So I made a little start on this last night because I knew I was going to be filming today. I haven't got all the threads yet. I've been through my stash and as usual haven't got them all. and so I do need to pick them up. But I've done a little start. I've started, because I didn't have any of the purples, I just started there. Put that roof in. And this amazing fabric that I found is from Zoe's Gifts and Crafts on Etsy, and it is a 16-count Ada called Flaming Grunge, and it is brilliant. It's absolutely perfect for this stitch. So that's where I am, and the needle minder is an Autumn Lane Stitchery one. So I just got that little roof in, but look at this fabric. It's perfect. So I think this is going to be my next Halloween obsession, along with Lady Halloween. That is so big that I do keep it on the arm of my settee and put my scissors across it. But that fabric, I can't remember who it was. Somebody commented on one of my videos about advice on Ada, because I am an Ada stitcher, about where to get it from, and that sometimes it can be a bit stiff. And that she had ordered a piece from Zoe's Gifts and Stitches and it was a bit stiff. This is a printed fabric. It's not fabric flare, I think it's one she's dyed, and it's okay, it's not too stiff. It's definitely it's okay to stitch on. It's quite nice actually. I stitch in hand, I don't use a Q-snap or an embroidery hoop. But that fabric is just amazing. So there we go. So I had to start that so I could show you. So that's, I mean, I'm not going to get this one done by Halloween this year. I seem to want to stitch just Halloween all year round. Particularly like the little cats at the bottom on the posts. And also in here I have popped this one because this one makes me laugh. It's another Madame Chantilly and it's called Ghost Collection. Find the Intruder. So the intruder is obviously the cat. So yeah, I like that one. So put that in there. Right, where are we going next? This one. So I've got two projects in this one again. So this one, sorry for the poppers, this one, Since I've Seen You, is a new start, and it's my first soda stitch. I've never stitched any of their designs, and it is Sewing Cats. And I've had this chart in my stash for the longest time ever, and it is an enormous chart. I'll just give you a quick flash. Look at that, enormous. So I was thinking that I definitely would like to start this, and I was wondering about what fabric I'd use for my stash, and I came across this one. I'm just gonna check what it's called. It's a Pole Stitches, yeah, and it's a hand dyed, and it is 14 count angel wings. Now stand by, you might need your sunglasses for this one. So there it is. So I've started at the top with the first little cat who I was going to change their mouth because they look quite sad. But I thought I'll keep it as it is. And I'm doing the back stitch as I go, which I don't mind doing back stitching. Fold this in. So there we go. So this one has got a ribbon wrapped around its body. And it's a bit like one of the tiers, really. And I am enjoying this. It is, apart from the white, there is quite a lot of colour changing. But look at that fabric, isn't it amazing? I started it up at the top because I wasn't a big fan of that great big orange splurge there, so I've started it here. And it is a big piece, and I will obviously cut it down when I've finished it, but that isn't going to be for ages. There we go, sewing cats by Soda Stitch. I would like, when I see you next, to have finished that first cat. Not too far away. And I need to put the shelf in and the pink cloth. So that's quite a bright fabric, wasn't it? And also in here is a 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿 that I've started as well. I've had a bit of startitis if you haven't noticed. And it's called Cat Lessons for People. You can pick this up on the secondary market quite easily. And I think it's on 123 stitch. I'm completely changing the colours out for this because I didn't really like the browns. So I'm stitching this on a piece of, I think I've stitched the label again, 14 count touch of blue Ada. And I'm using threads from Stash. The lettering I'm doing in black. And that's where I've got to. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you know when we had our last heat wave over here in the UK, I don't know what I was doing. I put an extra S in here, so I had to frog quite a bit. But this reminds me of those sweets. You can still get them, refreshers. And I just wanted to brighten it up a little bit. So there we go. I do find that letters go quite quickly. And also on here, I think I'm going to take out, I'm not really sure what that is in the corner. I think it's like a bowl and something, but I'm going to take that out and I'm going to put Simon and Percy and just chart it there. And I might put it in a different colour than the black, I'm not sure. So cat lessons for people. And I have got another project in here. I haven't started this, but I've just tucked it in. And I've showed it to you before. And it's a kit from The World in Stitches. And it's the Floral Heart Sampler. And I haven't started on that. But look at the colours. Beautiful. So it's sort of been on my mind, so I've stuck it in there, so when it starts to call to me more, I will make a start. So that's that one. I'm just going to have a quick sip of my tea, which is Marks and Spencer's shortbread blend, and that is yummy. I went to Lincoln with my hubby last week, and they've got a bird and blend there, and I managed to get the biscuit tea selection. Oh, it's been lovely. The one I've really liked is malted milk, and followed by Jammy Dodger, and the ginger snap was really nice. And I haven't told you, we've got to half an hour and I haven't told you my news. I've got a new job. So I took the redundancy package from my other job, and I wasn't sort of actively looking, but I had my CV registered with a jobs website here in the UK called Indeed. And they emailed me about this job, and it's a volunteering and befriending coordinator with 𝐥𝐤𝐤. I won't say which branch. And so they emailed me the jobs website on the Tuesday, and the closing date was on the Thursday. So I got my application in, and on the closing date on the Thursday, they rang me at 1 o'clock and said, could you come for an interview the following Tuesday? So I thought, oh, why not? Let's go for it. For me, I do get nervous, but for me, interviews now are more about, do I actually want to work for them? And it just seems such a fabulous place. People were very friendly, and it's quite a sort of busy charity. They offer quite a lot. And they said that they had got a few more people to interview the following week. It would likely be the Wednesday that they got in touch. But it wasn't, it was the Monday. And they rang and said I'd got the job. So yeah, I was blown away, really. It's something that I sort of do now, and I really enjoy it. And as it's a core service funded by the charity, we won't be reliant on funders, and I won't every couple of years worry if we're going to get funding and I'm going to have a job. So it's there's a lot more stability to the role. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So I took redundancy, and I finished at the end of June, and my new role doesn't start till the end of July. So at the moment it feels like I'm on extended annual leave / I'm skiving from work, so it's very weird. And I haven't had that many jobs really, but I've never had such a long break in between jobs, but it's really lovely. And as I said to you, we're going up to North Yorkshire, so yeah, I've got a new job, I can't believe it. So it's mainly going to be home-based. Obviously I'll be out and about, and I just have to go into the office once a month, which is good. So yeah, exciting. It all seemed to come together, and I'm a big believer in what's meant to be will be. So yeah, that's my sort of update. Right, back to the stitching. So the next one is in this another Laurie Holt bag. Yeah, it's So Emma. Can't remember what colour this is. This is an autumn piece, and this is my autumn Quakers. Started this a couple of years ago. Haven't got that far. I'm using the called for Valdani threads, which are amazing. And I am stitching this on a fabric flare 60. Oh, it's great with fabric flare because they've got it on the selvage at the top, haven't they? So it's fabric flare 16 count waxing moon dyed effect, and this is where I am up to. So that is how wide the piece is going to be. So I've gone across the top. So this time I jumped down and I've been putting this logo in. But the threads are just amazing. You don't have to, it's 3 strands and you just pull from the ball. And that is beautiful. This fabric as well is gorgeous. This might be a contender actually, this fabric, for the long dog that I'm going to start with Emily in the autumn. We're doing Love at First Sight. And you know me, I always double up with projects in bags. I've got another project in here, and this is a new start, but it's absolutely woeful. But I will show it to you. This is something that I've had in stash for ages and ages and ages, and it's a really old chart, and it's Noah's Ark, Ginger and Spice. And I think a couple of Flosstubes ago I said about I'd always really wanted to do a Noah's Ark. And I've got the chart that I showed you, but I also realised I had this in stash. So I am stitching this. I don't know what the fabric is. Oh, these are my Valdanis. I've got them all in little Flosstube bags. So very organised of me, not usually like this. So, I'm stitching the Noah's Ark on a piece of Permin Ada, and it is amazing grey, but it doesn't look very grey to me. I'm not sure if that is the right label for it. And this is the amazing start that I've got. So I've started up there at the top. And I am pulling threads from stash that are similar to the ones in the chart. So the sky I'm doing in DMC 800. So yeah, I do need to do a little bit more on that. But I've forgotten how much I love stitching with those Valdani threads. Right, still got quite a bit more to show you. Right, the next one is in this amazing Oh So Alison bag, and so is SEW from her Etsy shop. And in here is my hander that I've nearly finished. I'm nearly going to have another finish on this. So this is from Happy Sloth cross stitch patterns on Etsy, and nope. So I sort of told you last time that I have fibromyalgia, and when I'm having a flare-up, that is definitely how I feel. So I'm stitching this on, I'm sure that this is a picture, this plus. I've got a hanging thread. And I nearly finished. I've just got some white to fill in here. So next time you see me, that will definitely be a finish. And I said I wasn't gonna make it into a little pillow or frame it. I was actually gonna mount it in a embroidery hoop, and I was thinking that I might do a purple. There is a Betsy fabric, a Liberty fabric, and it's purple. And I was gonna go on the Stitch Kits Crafts website, and I was going to order it. Well, I went on there to order it, and I thought I'll just have a little look at what other embroidery hoops, and I went in a completely different direction. So I've gone with a neon pink. I think that's going to look brilliant. So that will be a finish, and a fully finish, when I see you next. So also on here is I haven't even touched it since I showed you last. So I've got three projects on this piece of fabric. So this roof here is from the old Barn Stitching Co. Berry Barn Pinky. So I at least need to get the roof finished. And I told you I was going to mount it on this the Works little stand that I picked up for the amazing sum of £2. And then the Halloween bonanza continues, and this is from Lily Violet, and she is the designer that I did the countryside cross stitch book flip through, and it is Sweet Little Witch. Now I've decided I'm just going to stitch the witch and the pumpkin. I'm not going to do that or that, and I've just got the very smallest start of her hat. So when I see you next, that will be fully finished. Let me at least get her hat done, maybe her hair. Look at her nose. And let me at least get the roof done. I'm trying not to put myself under too much pressure. So those three projects are in my angel bag from Alison. Right, where are we moving to next? Right, let's move to Christmas in July. And the first one is the project that I take to the stitching group, which is the Lincolnshire Wold Stitchers. It's a group I set up last September at my local library, and we meet the last September of each month. So I'm keeping this in my Made by Rachel Christmas bag. And it has got a jingle bell on it, but I keep that inside because the boys love it. And this is my Heartstring Samplery Christmas Bells sampler. I'm plodding along with this. I'm using threads that my sister bought me, I'm keeping them in this cute little notions bag, and they are the sulky 12 weight thread, so you just pull from the reel. And this was the Cranberry Christmas range for hands-on design Cranberry Christmas. And I'm also, for the bells, I'm using this silk as well. So I'm stitching this on a piece of Sparklies. I think it's 18 count Ada in the colourway Simply, Slightly Nutty. And that's where I am. So I've got the top done, apart from a few things. I need to put another flower in there. And I've gone round the corner. I'm not sure I'm going to have this done for Christmas, but I'd at least like to get the frame done. So what I do when I'm stitching this is I have a look at the chart and have a look at the different colours, and then I match the threads from the set. And the fabric is a sort of pinky soft brown. So that's coming along. So that's my Lincolnshire Wold Stitches WIP, and the ladies there, including my sister, helped me out a lot because I've purchased this PDF from Owl Forest Embroidery called Black Roses, another Halloween piece, and I was going to start this, but I thought no, I'm going to be sensible and I'm going to ask their advice. So I wanted to stitch it on this piece of 20 counts 𝐦𝐤𝐤𝐸 called Early Halloween from 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐬, which is more of a square really, but it's amazing fabric. So I was going to start it, and I'm just going to use DMC 310. But I thought I'll take that along to the stitching group and I'll ask the ladies. I know I've got like the 1, 2, 3 stitch calculator that you can use, but I thought I'll go along and I'll ask their opinion. So it sparked up quite a debate on whether I chop off that bit there, but I still wasn't really going to have enough for the border. So I went on a hunt for fabric and I ordered one from Pole Stitches, and it is a sort of and I'll show you next time when it comes, and it's a green with a bit of brown, and I thought the black thread would look amazing. So that will be a potential start, another Halloween start. So so this is Christmas in July we've moved on to, and I did have a little start on this, and this is in another one of those gingham plastic wallets from Flying Tiger, and this is from Love Poppet, and I got this as a kit, and it's called Oh Christmas Tree, and I think that is amazing. So it came with this fabric, I think it's a 14 count, and it's a sort of dark oatmeal, and I've started the border. There we go. But I really think it's the tree that, well, yeah, it's called Oh Christmas Tree. That is so lovely. And the white snowflakes are really going to pop on this fabric. So these are the threads. Look at those. So I'm sure you get more than you need. So yeah, I really love that design, and the chart is really nice to stitch from as well. So I really encourage you to go along and have a look at her designs. And she does a Flosstube as well, which I'll link below. And she's got a Halloween piece that I really like, which flying on a broomstick. I think it's a Quaker one. So that is my new start. I have got some WIPs here that I would like to put some stitches in during July for Jolly July. That's my Yasmin's Made with Love bag. And in here I've got 2 projects. The first one I haven't stitched on for quite a while, and I really like this. And it's the Joan Elliott Christmas Eve sampler. So I'm stitching it with, I think I got this as a kit. Did I? No, I didn't. I'm not sure. I think I did, yeah. So it's black and then it is a bit of Cryonic gold thread. So I've started at the top with Santa and the reindeer. And the fabric is called Daybreak and it's a 14 count Ada. And this is another amazing pole stitches fabric. So that is where I am. So it would be nice to get the rest of the reindeer in. And it is great stitching with just one colour thread. I will show you the rest of this fabric because like the Sewing Cats fabric, it is stunning. And I think when you're just stitching with black or just one colour, these hand-dyed fabrics really work well. And that's the bottom. So that's Joan Elliott Christmas Eve sampler. And what else have we got in here? Yes, this is a stitch along that I'm lagging way behind with everyone. My sister's doing it. Emily's doing it. I know my friend Karen is doing it, and I think there's a couple of other people that are doing it. So it is RTO in the Kingdom of Fairy Tales. Emily is doing the man, and I'm doing the lady, and it's just beautiful. But like I said, I am way behind on this. I've managed to go across the top, so that's how wide the piece is going to be. And it is full coverage, and I just need to dedicate some time to this because I would like the finished product because it is lovely. All those little animals, like, are they cats? No, badger and the robins, and then you've got the deer. So those are 2 Christmas WIPs that I would like to put some stitches in during Jolly July. And I have got a couple of other, if I'm thinking that I might want another Christmas star, which I shouldn't do really, I've got another couple here. So this, I'm trying to get the Percy fur off, is in a Made by Rachel bag, and it's Christmas hot chocolate. And this I got from my mother-in-law. I did ask for this one, and it's from Bothy Threads, and it's festive hot chocolate. So I could start that in July. And then the other one is another So Alison Christmas bag. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And in here is, I seem to be really liking Madame Chantilly at the moment. And I've got a piece of 16 count pale blue Ada, and I've got Hallelujah, which is another tier design. And I've also got a Christmas tree for sale. I really like that one. I have got a light green, so one might go on the blue and I might fish out the green, and I think it's a opalescent, so that might quite work for this one. Look at the dog with the antlers on. This reminds me of quite a while ago, me and Emily lived together, and we went to get a tree for Christmas, and we decided we were going to have a real tree. So we went to a nursery which wasn't too far from us and picked out the tree, and I was thinking that's never going to fit in the car. Well, it did, just about. And we drove back home with this enormous Christmas tree, and talk about laugh. So that does remind me of going to pick our Christmas tree. So that's the Christmas in July, Jolly July. Right, we're nearly there. 54 minutes. Right, I told you that we are going up to North Yorkshire next. Actually, it's on Sunday. So, and I'm going to have some new starts while I'm there. And I'm going to be starting, I need to kit this up. So we're staying in Robin Hood's Bay in a little fisherman's cottage, and I'll take you along with us. Which is just down from Whitby, and we are planning a trip to the Whitby Museum, and they had this chart donated to them, and it's been reproduced, and it is the cat sampler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 8 DMCs. The other sampler that was donated at the same time was a rabbit, so Emily is going to stitch the rabbit. Both samplers were kindly donated to the museum by a lady from Slights, a village near Whitby. They were stitched by S.H. in 1838. It's a pair of samplers stitched by the same child. Very cute, so I'm going to have a start on that one. I'm also going to have a start on these two. I know it's terrible, isn't it? This one I managed to snag. I've been thinking about it for ages and ages, and it's discontinued. So I did manage to find it, and it is the 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐿 Coastal Village. And if you know Robin Hood's Bay, that is Robin Hood's Bay. That house there is very famous and in a lot of postcards. That's the kit. So I will, when I'm in Robin Hood's Bay, I will flip my camera around and show you this view while I'm there. I will also show you this view. So this is from, I got this really cheaply on Vinted, which is my naughty new app I need to take off my phone. And it's Robin Hood's Bay, and it's by Heirlooms Needlecraft, which I'd never heard of, in Northumberland, and I don't know what the year is. So that is down at the bottom of the bay, near the harbour. And when I'm there, I will flick the camera around and have this with me to show you. So I'm going to start those 3 while I'm there. So the Whitby cat, the 2 Robin Hood's Bay pieces. And I'm not necessarily going to start this there, but I'm thinking that maybe the end of July or into August, I would really like to start this one. Take it out the plastic. And I didn't translate what it's called, but basically it's the beach one. And I've got this piece of, I'm not sure, I think it's a 16 or 18, I think it's an 18 by the looks of it. And it's a 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐬, and it's sort of the country, vintage country mocha, but in the cream version. And I let my hubby choose either this one or a blue. And he chose this one because he said it looked like sand. So I'm going to kit this one up and maybe have a little start I might take it with me and just have a start on a shell or something like that. And then I must pull this out and finish this. So this is my ongoing WIP, and it is Doreen Jones Summer Cats from her Etsy shop. Done that one, I'm on this one, the ice cream. I'm using threads from Stash and I'm stitching it on this DMC 16 count fiddler's cloth. It's like the 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐿 one. There we go. So that's the seagull finished and the ice cream. And I'm going to make these into little pillows to put in my corner cupboard for my summer display, because I haven't got many stitch pieces for summer. I swapped up Emily's spring in the little white frame and put her little flower and bee cushion, so I'm admiring that. So I could take that along with me as well. I'll have a little stitch on that one, keeping this in my patchwork paw print bag with that lovely fabric together with the Percy fur. I think that's everything. No, one more thing. I picked this up because I got it in the sale, and it's one that I've been looking at for a while, and I didn't know whether I wanted to get it because it's on black fabric. And it is the Riolis kit. I don't think they have a name. This is 1629 and it is the foxgloves. And I love foxgloves, although they are poisonous. And I love those colours. And I liked it from afar for ages, but felt a bit intimidated by it and the black fabric. But it was an amazing price. It was less than half price, and I just thought, I'm going to get this. So I don't know when I'm going to start this. It could be a August bank holiday start. Does anybody else have this in their stash? If so, you could join me. And it comes with those little hangers as well. Is it the wool acrylic? Yes. Woolen and acrylic yarn, 12 colours, and a stranded cotton. So it is going to be that love-hate relationship of the wool acrylic threads, but I think when that is stitched and it's on the black and hung up, it's going to be stunning. Yeah, so if you've got that and you've got it in your stash, or you'd like to pick it up, we might start a little stitch along August bank holiday. And if you're in the US, that's at the end of August. Right, I think that is everything. Wow, we've gone over an hour. No wonder I keep needing to have a drink. Oh, if you're wondering what my t-shirt is, it's a Jane Austen, because it's 250 years since her birth on the 18th of December, I believe. It's either the 16th or 18th of December. I love those colours. Right, so we are heading up to Woman's Bay on Sunday for a week, staying in a little fisherman's cottage in Woman's Bay, and then Emily and her partner are coming, and Bob, the golden retriever, are coming in their vintage VW camper van, and they're staying in the campsite just above Robinets Bay with an amazing view of the bay. So they're coming on the Tuesday to the Friday, so that'll be nice. So we're planning to go out and about, probably to 𝐥𝐤𝐬𝐿 because we like it there. The Whitby Museum, so I might be able to get some photos or a little bit of video of the cat and rabbit sampler for you. We might go to York for the day, so I might be able to twist my hubby's arm and go to the Viking loom, we'll see. But it's just great to be up there, and also the heather on the moors will all be out, so it'll be beautiful. And I always love being near the sea. So yeah, I'll take you along with me next week and show you what I've started and what I've been stitching on. So don't forget, if you're watching this, Hannah, just to let me know what your name and address is, and email it to me and I'll pop it in the post to you. So until I see you next week in North Yorkshire, hope you're all enjoying your stitching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Bye.